Alright, what's up boys? This is my third video here. This video is pretty much going to go over why everyone thinks losing in trading is pretty much like a bad thing, and no one understands that you actually have to have losing trades for the whole edge, for your whole profitable equity curve to play out. No one understands. Everyone always associates with losing days as like, I did something wrong, I messed up. If you're new coming into trading, no one understands that at all, and you learn that very quick. And like, just like how a business has expenses, you know you're gonna make profit, right? But let's say, like, I don't know, you're into real estate and you're gonna flip a house, and obviously you know that on the short term you're gonna quote unquote lose money because you're putting money out there, maybe if you're fixing up the house, stuff like that. But you know, in the long run, when everything's said and done, you're gonna get that money back, and you're gonna make a profit off it. At least hopefully, if you do it correctly. But trading's the same exact thing. Without losses, none of it even works. The best traders, like, no joke, the best traders lose 40 to 60% of the time. That's another thing, like, you only learn with losses as well, but I'll go into that later in the videos. But you don't need to think every single trade should be a winner at all. The whole equity curve thing, like, you gotta do your back testing, find out what works, and know that losses are gonna come, and the way that they come in will vary, and you can have 5 or 6 losses in a row, or you can have 2 or 3 losses in a row. You can have literally 2 or 3 losing weeks in a row, depending on your strategy. If you're a scalper and you're trading 2 or 3 times a day, then 2 or 3 losing weeks is obviously not good. But the way we trade is we take like 3 or 4 trades a week, and it's very, very, very possible for like there just to be rough market conditions, and you're gonna be losing 2 or 3 weeks in a row. And that's probably the hardest part, is because if you're new coming into it, your brain's automatically wired to, you see red numbers and you instantly start thinking, oh no, like I'm in drawdown, like I gotta get out of this, I gotta get out of like this trade, or I gotta do something. And your brain's wired like that, and that's why trading goes against everything that pretty much society teaches you. So there's always fear, and your brain has to know if you're right, like, instantly. So you take a test in school and you fail that test, your brain knows instantly, and you instantly associate that with fear, like fear of like getting something wrong, fear of, you know, doing this wrong. And then you also have, like, everything's very emotional, and in trading, those two things, like, your brain is built to not be wrong. If it's wrong and it senses danger, you literally go into fight or flight mode, and you start trying to get out of that situation. So if you're in a losing trade and you're in the drawdown, your brain's literally telling you, okay, I need to get out of this position. Or if you lose money, your brain's like, okay, I gotta make that money back, I gotta do something to get rid of this feeling. And that's a real thing, like, that's neurologically in your brain. And you quite literally, you can't just like turn that off when you start trading. And that's why trading's literally the hardest thing to get into, because it rewires human psychology down to its core, literally. Everything that you're brought up, from kindergarten through high school, if you go to college, fuck college is a fucking scam. But everything that you're being taught, it goes straight against everything it takes to start trading professionally. And that's why, again, the statistics rates only 95 to 97% of people fail at this game. That means out of every 100 people, 95 to 97 people will try at this game and they fail. Not a lot of people will kind of realize how crazy that statistic is. If you put it on a long enough time frame or time scale, and you start to take into account of how many people like actually pass accounts and start getting funded and stuff like that, it's no joke. It's more rare to become professionally good at trading and getting consistent payouts, especially at a young age. I ran the number at like 18 or 19. It's rarer than getting into the NBA. It's rarer than going to or graduating at a Harvard school. It's insane. It's rarer than getting into the NFL. There's multiple things, and I don't think enough people realize that. And it's not just something like, oh yeah, I'll just like learn this skill set on the side. Like, you literally, it rewires your entire brain of thinking, and there's really nothing you can do except just keep doing it until your body naturally rewires your brain. Like I said, school ruins that for you. So then when you start trading, everything's going against it. You see red, you start freaking out. You start trying to get that money back. Your body literally is made to try to get yourself out of that position. And it's very weird how that works. And you know, people will never understand it unless they start trading. Like, you will never understand it unless you start trading. And yeah, I guess it's really just comes down to, you have to take it on the chin and realize that trading comes with losses. Without losses, trading literally would not work at all. That's why you have to pretty much backtest, get data, realize, okay, this works in the long run. And your backtest results are going to be perfect with no human emotion. So when you trade them live, you're going to have human emotion, and that's where psychology pretty much just comes in, and you just have to hammer it out month after month after month and just follow your rules to a T, or else your body's not going to change. If you pass an account off of making 2 good trades you ever leverage, your brain's built to do that again. It needs that dopamine hit to do that again. And that's why if you're trading professionally and you're going to pass the count, you have to follow your rules. You have to risk the right amount. You can't over leverage. You can't take stupid trades. You can't revenge trade. You have to journal every day, everything, because that is what builds your brain to start trading profitably. And the money is the byproduct of following your rules. If you follow your rules head to toe, the money will come. I wrote a few things down here. I did write, it's like when you lose trades, you're pretty much just like paying tuition, or it's a business expense. I already said that at the beginning of the video, but you literally, you have to just take the losing trades. You have to realize that it's part of the equity curve, and don't let those losses affect you. When you lose, that's the only time you learn a lesson. October, I already made a video. If I would have made $20,000 or $30,000 or something crazy in October, I went absolutely nuts, I would have learned absolutely nothing. There would have been nothing I learned at all. You only learn when you lose trades, and you only will learn if you journal correctly, I should say. A lot of people, like, especially if you're new to trading, you're gonna, if you have 2 losing, first of all, a lot of people would never last in this industry at all. But if you take 2 or 3 losing weeks, you have to not only journal what you have done wrong, but you have to not let that affect you into doing something negative, which your brain is wired to do. And you have to, once you rewire that brain, like now, me personally, I don't give a fuck. I could lose 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I don't care. I know that I'm going to keep following my edge, keep following my rules every single day. I don't care about the outcome. I'm just following my set of rules for the day. I know that outcome will turn profitable in a long enough time frame. So that's realistically what it takes. You can't let a couple losses affect you, but the point I was getting to is you only learn when you lose. So you have to journal your losses, journal what you did right, what you did wrong, everything about the trade. So then you can go back and look and be like, oh, okay, there's a few mistakes that I made. Let me fix these, and boom, I'm a better person next month. I already said this in my last video. October was the most lessons I've ever learned. Most lessons I ever learned and I wrote every single one of them down. I wrote every single trade down. I journaled every single day how I felt, everything. And now I have a full month of literal live data of everything. You have the trading side of it, you have the psychology side of it, you combine them all together, you figure out what you learn, and then the next month you're just a whole better person. Like, honest to God, I don't even like recognize myself from last month. That's how fast I'm learning. It's fucking insane. And it's only a matter of time where I'm pulling thousands every month, and I know that time will come. But yeah, like you have to take losses. It's part of the game. Again, on a long enough time frame, like I said, the whole quarter ideal. You got to think of sets of like 50 or 100 trades at a time. If you're only thinking of like, okay, I'm going to take 5 trades, those 5 trades could be all losing trades, and then you could think, okay, the strategy doesn't work, trading's a fucking scam, and I'm quitting. And I'm going to go to college and work a job till I die. Like, fuck that shit, bro. Like, you literally have to take 50 to 100 trades, look at the equity curve, look if it's profitable, look at what you can change to up your win rate, look what you can change on your psychology to up your win rate, learn from those trades, self-analyze, fix every single mistake, and then for the next month you're a better person. And then the month after that you're a better person. And then you just keep fucking upgrading. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want to come on here and tell people that like losing trades is literally part of the game. Like, everyone always gets pissed over, oh, I lost a trade today. You literally have to lose trades. It's just like a simple part of the game. And it's so hard to overcome that because, like I said, your brain's literally wired against everything that trading teaches, like down to its core. And I might do that for my next videos, just talk about how trading goes against everything. So yeah, like I was saying before, like how I don't care if I lose. Like, I literally don't, and not a lot of people like understand that. Like, okay, cool, like, yeah, you might say that, but you know, a few losses come, you know, I'm sure it's gonna start getting in your head. No, like, you literally, and there's no way to build that type of discipline unless you've been through everything. The goal isn't to avoid losses. It's literally not caring, like, when they happen, how they happen, obviously how they happen, because that's when you want to self-analyze and realize what you did wrong. You know, if you're backtesting and it's profitable long term, that when you're backtesting, you fly through the chart, you'll get a losing trade and be like, okay, cool, like, on to the next. But when that happens in live markets, it'll literally affect your head, and if you let that affect your head, it'll sabotage pretty much your own edge. And if you start taking a few losses, now you're pretty much ruining your entire edge. So now you don't have a fucking edge in the markets. You're just trading off fucking gambling mindset and fear, greed, whatever the fuck. You can't have that. You have to literally look at the data and realize, okay, I can lose 2 or 3 weeks in a row. I don't care. These are my rules. I'm gonna follow these rules. I don't care about the outcome. And I promise you, if you do that month after month after month, the outcome will be profitable 100% of the time. Every single person that loses literally is doing something stupid. They're not following their strategy, they're over risking, they're over trading, over leveraging, everything, literally everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to pretty much say that, like, people don't understand. Like, there's literally will be people like, okay, well, this trade lined up A+, like, why did it lose? What is this pair doing? Why is this pair not? No one knows. The market doesn't care if you're in a position or not. Our job is to read what the market is showing us, and we react to it. The market doesn't care if we're in a position and we hope it goes up, because if it doesn't, we're gonna fucking lose our account. It doesn't give a fuck. Our job is to read what it's showing us and to react from it. Like I said, people will be like, well, you know, this trade was A+, why did it lose? And at the end of the day, if you follow your rules, the market's gonna do things that I don't know, my mentor doesn't know, best trader in the world on fucking Wall Street doesn't know. The market's gonna do its own thing. Your job is to find an edge that works long term and let the probabilities play out. Every trade isn't gonna have a single meaning behind it, and of course, that's why I said you have to self self-analyze and self-reflect. If I lost a trade, did I do anything wrong? It's not like, what did I do wrong? It's, did I do anything wrong? You have to go through, look, if you did anything wrong, like, hey, maybe I entered too early, I didn't get my actual confirmation, and that led me to lose. But if you actually did everything head to toe, you're like, okay, cool, this is a good trade. Pretty much just add it in and go to the next. And it's like that. And once you get to that point, this would pretty much just to wrap it up, like, once you get to that point, trading actually becomes boring. And it's so weird to say that because everyone online's like non-stop thinking it's like gambling and it's the coolest thing ever. Like, I'm gonna get into trading, like, it's so cool. Like, this shit is fucking war. It'll literally break you fucking into pieces. I guarantee it, 100%. I don't even say that's a fucking joke. Everyone who actually starts to get on the profitable side has been through fucking war. It's literal hell. It's horrible. But once you start kind of getting on that opposite side of it, you start to realize, because your brain is literally, you're rewiring your nervous system, and it starts flipping, and you realize, okay, now I'm on the other side. This is actually kind of boring. And I don't mean that as in like, I don't want to do it anymore. I love trading. But it gets to the point where before you're looking for those dopamine hits when even a losing trade comes in. You might not want to say, I don't want to take a losing trade today, but deep down you actually do, because you want that dopamine hit. You want to enter a trade and you just want that dopamine hit. So once you start getting on the profitable side, it definitely starts getting almost boring, because I wake up every day and I don't care if there's no setup. If there's a setup, there's 5 setups, there's no setup for the rest of the week. I don't care if there's no setup for 2 weeks. I don't care. My job is to wake up, follow my checklist of rules. Did I follow them? Yes. Boom. It was a great day. And then I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go lift. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do this. And I'm gonna journal my day. And I'm on to the next. And the next day, I'm gonna follow my list. If I see a setup, I'm gonna take it. If it doesn't, maybe follow all my criteria like entry models or anything like that, I'm not gonna take it. And it does not matter. I don't care if it wins or loses. I followed my checklist. Now I'm going on to the next day. And that's the biggest part pretty much of all of it, because everyone always thinks if there's a losing trade, I'm doing something wrong, or trading shouldn't have losing trades. There's no 100% win rate. The best traders in the world lose 50 to 60% of their time. It's because their risk to reward is so high that it makes up for it. So that's pretty much it on this video. I just pretty much want to go over why everyone thinks you're not supposed to lose in trading for some reason, and how it goes literally against your body and your neurological system. That's a real thing. But I read books on that. I watched psychology lectures. That's a real thing, and it's insane to even think about. But my next video might actually be on something like that, because not a lot of people understand that at all. And yeah, so it'll be something like that, or a weekly recap. Today was Monday. I'm recording this on Monday. It probably won't be posted till God knows when, next week or something. But yeah, like today there was a setup on gold, and I have a rule set to where I wake up at 5:30, and if I get to the charts late, so for example, the setup was at 4:45 in the morning. That's when we got our entry signal. I woke up at 5:30, and it was still just consolidating sideways at our entry point on the 5-minute chart. I have it a rule not to enter if maybe I woke up and there was a position like 45 minutes ago and it's still consolidating and still at our entry point. I have it a rule not to enter, because like I said in my last 2 videos, I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Our strategy is, when price sweeps liquidity, we want it to tap our zone and fly up. We want orders to get in and fly up, or if we're taking a supply, fly down. When price is just kind of consolidating sideways over and over and over again the longer period of time, it just kind of decreases the win rate a lot. So I made it a rule to stay out of trades like that. Now, of course, if I took the initial entry and it consolidated, I don't care, because I followed my plan. I have my stop loss set and I have my take profit set. I'm just gonna let it go. But if I'm getting to the markets late and I see that already happened, then obviously that decrease the win rate by a lot. And those trades can still win. But yeah, I followed my rules, and the trade hit a 1 to 2, I believe. And I was like, oh, cool, you know, like strategy, another good one for the strategy. Strategy's, you know, performing well, like once again. And I go to the next day. I don't fucking sit there and cry like, oh my god, I missed out on 2%, I missed out on 2%. Why didn't I enter? And then I, you know, get in late and maybe, you know, shoot for a higher risk reward, and then price reverses, and then if it, you know, loses, I'm gonna be like, okay, I gotta make that money back. No, that is literally how gambling works. And people think that's what trading is, and they want to get into this. They have zero clue what it takes. And like I said, now I'm at the point where all I care about is following my rules. I don't care about the money side of it. I have $500,000 in funding. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what I make. Any normal person would be like, oh my gosh, you have $500,000. If I take this trade, I can, you know, make a certain amount of money. Obviously, I'm still in the passing phase of these, like I'm not passed or anything, but I literally don't ever think about what I'm gonna make on a trade. I just make sure my risk is, if I want to take half risk, I risk 0.5%. If I want to take full risk, I risk 1%. And I make sure my risk to rewards are all good, my percentages are set, and I take the trade, and then I log it, and then I go to the next one. I never even check my account balance at all. Sure, fuck your head up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I yapped again, way too long. I have a tendency to yap. I don't know what it is, but yeah, that should be about good. My next video will probably be the weekly recap, where, like I said, I'll go over how your brain's literally wired to go against trading, which is very interesting. But yeah, that should be about it. If anyone saw this, like I said, this is really just a digital footprint, so I just start this career early because I'm planning on just obviously doing this shit for years and years to come. So yeah, hopefully shit works out, and not hope, it will work out. But all right, that should be it. See you guys in the next one.